What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Patrick of Otherwise, rock and roll ambassador for KILPOP. I'm here with none other than the legend himself, Jacoby Shaddix, Papa Roach.
Thanks for the nice intro, dog.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Appreciate it, man. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man. So we're gonna go through a couple questions.
All right.
And really looking forward to getting these answers from you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Appreciate it. So in all your years of your rock and roll career, what is one aspect of the music industry that has surprised you?
Oh wow.
Something you expected to be different?
I think the money side of the business, like the music business, right? Like the whole business side of it. It was like when I came in when I was a kid, I just had no idea. I was like, okay, cool, you're gonna get a record deal and you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, that's the beginning of like being at the bottom of another giant mountain. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it was a reality check, you know, for me. I was like, oh shit, now we gotta go and climb this other massive mountain. Like we thought we made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And and as we've climbed this crazy ass mountain, you know, we've taken our lumps and but a lot of really great moments as well. But just on the business side, you know, if you don't pay attention, man, there's people just straight ready to fuck you. You know what I mean? And so it's important to have smart people around you that deal with the numbers and the you know, the ins and outs and the A's, B's, and C's and crossing the T's and dotting the I's and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? That was surprising to me.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought everybody was gonna, you know, just be honest.
Yeah.
It's the music business.
I know that for my brother and I. One thing, you know, is like we just thought sign a record deal and then everything's answered.
Yeah, everything. It's all gonna work. No, it's just
we
a big.
Never thought about like, okay, what do you do after you sign?
Totally. Oh, I'm with you, dude. I'm so with you.
So, what are some challenges you've had as a businessman running other ventures besides being, a singer?
You know, I've tried a couple different things outside the rock and roll, and I never seem to be as successful as I am with those outside things than I am with music. And I think a big part of it has to do with just my passion towards music is just so much stronger than anything else. You know, I tried in the clothing world, you know, and it just didn't really work out to my advantage, and it just wasn't. After a while, I just kind of lost the passion for it, you know, and I think it's important to recognize those things, and I did, you know, and it came with having I failed. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I think for me, it's important to have failures because then it's like, it reassesses like, well, why are you doing this? Or what are your motives? Or what are you really passionate about? Well, I found like music is the thing for me. That's my lane. That's where I shine. That's where I feel that I have the most impact, you know? And so I think it's a good reminder, you know, to have some failures. Yeah. I mean, successes are great, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes the failures are like, it just inspires you in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys' new album, Who Do You Trust? It's awesome. I love it.
Thank you, man.
I was actually on Shiprocked earlier this year.
Yeah.
One of the best parts of the whole cruise, when you guys were playing and the bar fell.
Yes.
On the boat.
Dude, I didn't know what happened at the time, and then I was like, the next day somebody's like, dude, you tore the roof off the place, literally. And I was like, huh? Yeah. And they're like, no, check it out. They tagged me in this Instagram post. We're playing and like the whole bar roof just caves in.
We were standing right there.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Shit, you're like,
awesome, yeah.
Tore the roof off this place.
Yeah. So your guys' new single, Come Around,
yes,
off the album. It's a beautiful, beautiful message. What are some tools you found that are really helpful to being there for your loved ones that are going through something, that are going through the darkness?
Yeah, man.
How are you there for them? What do you do?
Patience, tolerance, acceptance. Sometimes it's like, you know, for me, when I was spinning out or when I'm going through my shit, whatnot, it's like, you know, somebody could tell me, hey, dude, like, pull it together. And I would never listen. You know, I would always just be like, whatever, fuck off. And so sometimes it's important. It's been nice for my boys have allowed me to like have my failures, you know, and just kind of like let me spin out and then when I'm ready to like, you know, talk about it or, you know, change, they're right there. And so I've learned a lot from my band, honestly, and the way that they've dealt with me in the past, my wife as well, you know. And so but being on the other side of it, it's like sometimes people just want somebody to fucking listen, you know, listen without judgment. You know, I think that's really important, because I feel that a lot of times people are afraid to open up about their feelings or what they're going through because it's going to be an instant judgment from people. And I think that that's not helpful, you know. And so sometimes you just got to find somebody that's like can just objectively just be there for you, you know. And I think that's important, man. And I've learned, yeah, totally, 100%. Compassion that's just in my nature, you know. That's just, I'm compassionate almost sometimes to a fault, like where it's like I'm just like the bleeding heart, like I want to help everybody and everything, and like I can't carry the weight of the world, you know what I'm saying? So it's been a fine balance of trying to be there for people, you know, and not overstep my bounds. But you know, you just gotta love those crazy people through their crazy, you know, and forgive them, and you know.
Yeah. Again, come around. It's a beautiful song.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites on the record.
Yeah. How do you balance family life and band life?
It's like a fucking circus act. It really is, man. You know, I try to have what I call a unified life, and it's been a struggle for me, right? Because it's like I got this fucking rock and roll circus out here that I do, and it's like high energy, high pace, just go, and then my family life back home is a slower paced lifestyle, and it's to go from one from the other. It's just like I spin out, you know. I'm like, I honestly, like, I go through like I wouldn't say a depression, just like this, like it's almost just like a burnout. Like when I go home, I'm just like, I finally stop and I'm like, oh man, I'm tired, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I just need to recoup, you know. And so it's I don't know if you kind of struggle with that as well when you come home off the road. It's like you're like, all right, well, what is life, right? Like, what am I gonna do with my life today, you know? And it's just so polar opposite. But it's like, I think that over the years, it's what's really helped me is, you know, not drinking has been a really important key for me to be able to like bounce from one to the other, and not be such a fucking train wreck. And I'm just grateful I got a woman that loves me through my kooky, dude, because I'm fucking nutty, dude, and I'm moody, and I'm all out of sorts, and you know, but she loves me through it. And then she's also like, you know, some tough love too. She's like, fuck, stop being a bitch. Get the fuck up and handle your shit. I'm like, I'm just tired, baby. You know, she just gave me some good love, and then she set me right back in the fucking.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh yeah, dude, that's all I needed was some pussy. I love you, baby.
Nice. Your top 3 musical influences. Let's say from like the beginning, and then part B will be some new music.
Okay, cool. So the early years, I would say my biggest musical influences would be Mike Ness from Social Distortion, Mike Patton from Faith No More, and Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Those were like the first, like, just my favorites, you know. And Mike Ness was that punk rocker, man, he was a great storyteller. He is a great storyteller. I just like that he's just no frills, just in your face, fucking tell it like it is. There's a record called White Light, White Heat, White Trash that just speaks to my spirit, man. It's like the lyrics on it, you know, really identify with so much of that record because of there's just the push and pull between the darkness and the light on that, and his struggle to get his head right, you know, like that was really had a profound effect on me. And then Mike Patton, just a fucking vocal savage. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, one minute he sounds like just a fucking kick-ass rock and roll singer, and then the next minute he sounds like some fucking dying Japanese fucking girl. Yeah. And then like the next one, like then he's doing opera, then he's doing like acid jazz. Yeah. Mr. Bungle was a really, you know, that when he did vocals for that group, like I just love the way that he was so versatile.
Yeah. His stage presence was like on another level.
You're right. He just, you know what it is? It's like he's so fucking confident, and he's so good, and he knows it, and he just got that swagger about him. And then, you know, Anthony Kiedis, you know, on the other hand, is like he was one of those guys that just like the way that his spirit and the soulfulness of the way that he approached music, and like the way that he infused funk and punk together, and the way he danced and moved on stage, and the way that he would describe music, like I was just so drawn to that, you know, and the relationship between Anthony and Flea, the bass player, and the way that they would like pop off of each other. I always thought that dynamic was dope, because it was always, you know, in all the other bands, it's like about, you know, it's like, oh, the singer and the guitar player was always where the magic, you know, would be, and for the Chili Peppers, like, it just always was about Flea and Anthony to me, and like I always thought that was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty amazing. That Charlie Sheen movie, The Chase.
Yes.
When they're like in the movie.
Yeah.
And just killing it together.
Fuck yeah, dude, totally, man. I'm a big fan of the Peppers, man. We actually got to do a tour back in 2002 with the Chili Peppers. Right when it was right after John had come back and they released kind of Californication, and we got to tour them in New Zealand and Australia, and we were doing stadiums with them, and I was just like every day just pinching myself, John Frusciante up there just fucking ripping these solos that just every mind was just blown, you know. Every night he was doing a different solo to the songs. They all had, it was rad, man. It was one of those moments I was like, fuck, if I could just take myself back there and just do that again. Wow. It's one of those moments, you know.
Right on, man.
You know, but as far as like current stuff that I'm digging on, I really like this artist named Oliver Tree. He's just this kooky, like, nerdcore kind of like Weezer rapper, in a sense. Like,
right on.
You got to check him out.
Yeah,
He's a trip, dude.
Yeah.
His image, he's got this like terrible bowl cut haircut. He wears these like Janko jeans, and he's like fucking got these bag glasses, and he's just like, man, what's my fucking weed, motherfucker, dude? My assistants ain't doing what I need, man. Motherfuckers need to know. Like, he's super cocky, you know. But it's like it's a character, right? But it's like he doesn't break from the character ever. Like, all of his social media, everything he does, it's always this. And I have a feeling that there's a little blurred line between the character and reality for this guy. I'm not sure, I've never met him, but a big fan. Then also, I'm really liking the Bring Me the Horizons. Last two records are really, actually last three records have really fucking just, I've been feeling them. I like the way that they're blending the hardcore, and you know, it's like,
and that's straight up pop.
Yeah, I think they approach records kind of from a similar mind state that we approach records, and the fact that it's like anything goes. Yeah. You know, and I feel that that's like important. You know, it's cool to. Plus, I think the way that the way people are discovering music now through streaming services, it really like levels the playing field and gives the fans like, well, fuck, man, I could make a record. You know, gives bands the opportunity. I could make a record with a pop track and then a metal track and a hardcore track and a rock and roll track, and you know, I think that's exciting to me. And then also, you know, I heard a couple songs lately by this group Palais Royale, and dude, fucking blow me away, man. I was like, dude, these guys are fucking.
Yeah. I've heard of
they got some fire. Plus, you gotta check out this cat Des Rocks. He's from Long Island. Yeah, Des Rocks, dude. It's like. It's just swagalicious.
Des Rocks.
Yeah, Des Rocks.
All right, well, I said that was the last question, but one more question. To aspiring musicians, rock and roll artists, what's one key piece of advice you would give them?
Oh man, I'd say this shit ain't gonna get handed to you on a silver spoon. You gotta fucking work for it, and it might take years. You know, it's taken us. Look, I've been in this business for 20 plus years. And it's still a challenge, you know, like every time you come out with a record, it's nothing is fucking just given to you. You got to go earn it. And I think it's important to stick with it and stick through it, even when the times get tough, because it's like, that's the proving ground for fucking great rock and roll. Because if you hear any story about any great rock and roll band, you hear the story of the rise and the fall and the rise and the fall and everything in between. And if you stick with it long enough, man, you could just keep that rise happening, you know. So,
right on, Jacoby. I appreciate it.
Dude, good to see you, man. For real, man.
Good to see you too. Really.
For real, dude. What's up?
KILPOP, thank you so much. Rock and roll. Peace.